Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back. We're going to play with this pile of stuff today. But first I want to show you a couple of my new digitals just so you can see them. So if you don't want to watch this part, you can fast forward to the part where I start playing around with all the pile of stuff. This digital is called 1955. It's a 23-page digital download. So I'll just go ahead and quick go through it. There's a few pages of the fussy cuts. I apparently don't have them in the right order, but anyway, there's also like some journaling cards. I also thought some of these little ones like this would be fun, almost like postage stamps or just as a little something on a pocket or whatever. There are a few sewing pieces, so you could make it into a sewing journal. It's not heavy on the sewing, but there's just a few things that could, like these, that could be used in a sewing journal, or you can go in a totally different direction, more floral or whatever you like. There's these journaling cards, or just decorative pieces for wherever. Some cars. And then again, a sewing machine. So yeah, you could go in a few different directions. These are like apron pockets and things. So those I thought were cute, but same type of pockets that I've done before that look like actual pockets. And then these are all tags, obviously. And more journaling cards. And then this is one of the pages that is just sewing. But again, you could choose to leave this one out if you wanted to, because it's the only one that's really sewing themed. More apron pockets. And then the pages are pretty simple as far as they could be used in a lot of journals. They are, I don't, you know, they don't scream 1955. I kept all the lady images to themselves, and then like this one is, you know, obviously more of a 1955 type with the pink Cadillac, but you know, had to have the pink Cadillac. And then just some watercolor pages that are a little bit more plain. Again, that could be used in a lot of journals. It's kind of a different take on the 1955 thing. It's retro, but I feel like this makes it a little bit more modern. It's just going for something different. And then there's the CD envelope covers, but obviously you do not have to use them to cover CD envelopes because these ones are too small for an actual CD envelope. But you just cut out the center, cut it out, and then you can add acetate or whatever and fold it into like a faux CD envelope and use them in your journal that way. And then here's another background page. I don't know how I got them so mixed up. I think it's when I took pictures for Instagram and stuff. There's another background page. But yeah, see, so you could use these in a lot of things. Very watercolory, pretty. Oh my gosh, they just want to fly away. And then this is the number 10 window envelope cover. So you just cut out these little bits. And the reason there's two is because the original design for these was to go on a window envelope and be able to fold around the page, because that way you would be covering the front of the window envelope and the back if you wanted to. But you can use them all by themselves. You can fold them in different ways to make your own style of pockets. There's I have a few videos on these, but you can do all kinds of stuff with them. Just play around with them and add acetate or wax paper or transparency paper or whatever it is that you want, and they turn out pretty cool. So, and then this is a new Grungy Fabric kit. This is number 3, so it's Grungy Fabric, I think volume 3 or number 3 or whatever. But this one's kind of, well, not kind of, it is very grungy, and it has kind of that burlap look to it. So there's 12 pages in this kit, just like the other grungy fabric kits. But this is very grungy, so just know that it's got the whole staining and all that kind of thing, so you're not going to get that nice new looking fabric because it's old burlap sack type fabric. And it's done in layers. I add layers together to get the different looks. So, but this one definitely looks like a burlap bag. And some blue, because we always got to have blue. I'm going to sneeze. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. That just snuck up on me out of nowhere. Oh, I'm going to sneeze again. I don't know where those came from. But anyway, here's one with a little more pink. This would look pretty in like a grungy shabby chic or something like that. It would be pretty. And this one too. I try to do a variety of things just so that there are pages that you can add to lots of different journals. I want them to be useful and have a lot of uses for you, so they're not just for one specific journal. And this one's more neutrals. This little burlappy floral. And this one looks really old and worn, like it's almost threadbare. So that's kind of cool. So anyway, we're going to use the grungy ones today on our little grungy thing we're going to do here. And I got this concept from the Creative Cove, because she did something using like different pieces of, you know, these kind of things, file folder pieces, whatever. Her stuff was different than mine, but your stuff is going to be different than mine. So like, you know, it's just works out that way. Sorry, I'm looking for my envelope punch board. I thought I had gotten it out, and apparently I did not. It's right here in front of my nose. So I like to use these to make the little tabs, and they're not going to look just like this tab. This came like this. Obviously it's got the U on it, and it's kind of glossy, almost like tape. I don't know how they did those, but anyways. So what you do to make those little like tabs is you want to go about halfway on, if you have an envelope punch board, and you're going kind of halfway on that little metal bit that's in there, and punch it. And then I want, oh, I kind of did it backwards. I'm going to go to 2 1/4, I think is what I like. But you can make your tabs any size you want. I'm just doing 2 1/4. It's a little bigger, but I want it at the top of this one. And then I'm just going to kind of cut that. Oops, sorry. Not mean to bang that and break your eardrums. I do kind of want the name to stay there. So I'm just going to go as straight as I can. Good luck. And my corner rounder. So how's everybody doing? I hope that you're all fantastic. We had such a lovely weekend. And yeah, it was fantastic. So, sorry, I just got like that whole allergy feeling happening. So I'm going to make this even, this corner here, even with this corner of this. And I want to cut this down, obviously, because it's way too long. So it's basically just finding bits and pieces that you have of all these things that we make stuff out of, you know, all the file folder and the alteration tags and any other tags that you might have. You use what you have. You can use playing cards. That's what she did at the Creative Cove. She used playing cards and alteration tags like these long ones and all of that. And it worked out beautifully. And I just sort of watched, I mean, I'm probably not going to do it the same way that she did it, but I will leave a link in the description box below so you can pop over to her channel and check out, you know, exactly how she did it. It just is that jumping off point. Like I tell you guys all the time, I'm just giving ideas. You can use whatever you like and not use what you don't like, you know, so that's the cool part of that. And that's kind of, I always go check out what different creators are doing and use what I like and, you know, we kind of all do stuff different, so I just want this little corner gone. Oh, can you hold for just a minute? Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. The sneezing made my nose run. So I wasn't going to sit here and snuff. It'd drive you guys crazy. And I forgot to say hugs and blessings to Denise, Viola, and Brenda. I love you guys. Thank you so much for always your kind comments and just watching all the time and just being wonderful. So thank you, thank you, thank you to you. And then I'm just going to take this, and as you can see, I folded this edge of the file folder card over about, I would say that's close to a half, not quite a half, but it's a little more in the quarter, just however much you want, doesn't matter. And then I want to line this up pretty well so that, you know, those 2 points come together. So I'm just going to put some glue on the edge of this. Yeah, I think I already talked about the graduation, but it was just a lovely, lovely day. It was a lovely weekend. I wish the weather would have been nicer, but, you know, I mean, it all turned out fine. And I don't think my daughter got that internship. She hasn't heard, she hasn't heard anything from them, so she's really bummed about that. She really wanted to get that, but you know, that's life. That's just sometimes how it goes. We don't always get what we want, right? But it would have been fantastic had it happened. But anyways, I mean, we don't know. We haven't heard anything. I'm hoping that they'll contact everybody and at least say, you know, we went with somebody else or whatever, just because, but it's been a couple days, so anyways, just so they know, you know, it's just nice to have that kind of final, okay, so now on to the next thing sort of thing, you know, but I don't know if they will or not. I hope they do. I feel like they should. Sorry, now I'm gonna have a frog in my throat. Hold on just a second. I apologize to you guys. I was fine all day. Turn on the video camera and I'm sneezing and coughing and all kinds of stuff. And then this, I want it to be written on, or be able to be written on. So I'm going to cover that up with just this little piece of composition notebook. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so sorry. What happens to the brain? Got myself all messed up today. So I'm going to put that like that. And yes, I got glue there, so it made a mess, but that's okay. Yeah, that's a little old composition notebook that I got. Can't even remember where, but it has math and I don't know, I'm almost out of pages, and I love stuff like that, and I don't find it all that often. It's kind of hard to find. But I love old handwriting and just these composition notebooks, you know, gets all patinaed and just fun stuff. I haven't been to antiquing or anything in quite some time though, just because I have a lot of stuff and I really don't need to buy anymore. So yeah, the storage space. And I'm sure I've bought stuff that I really don't need and probably won't ever use, because that's how it works. But I'm running out of my favorites. That's the only problem. Like, you want to use the stuff because that's why you buy it, but at the same time, it's such a bummer when it runs out. So that will be in there. That'll flip like that. And then this, I just took a library card. These were new library cards, not vintage library cards. we're going to put this on, and I'm going to stitch it. I think I might even do the punch on that too, just because it would be fun to have it like that. Have another tab. You could do more tabs out the side if you want. I mean, you can do these in a million ways. She just got me thinking. I've got a lot of this kind of like library cards and random things. I think I'm going to cut this one at 2. Let's do, maybe I'll do 1 3/4. I don't know why, just because I want to. Just for a different one than the one I did before. But you can do it the exact same if you want. I'm going to try cutting this one from this side. Trim it a little more. So they're a little bit more. Try to make them kind of even. Turn it over, Amy. I always forget to do that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun hanging out with my aunt, and yeah, it was just a really, really nice weekend. And seeing the baby. He is so cute. He did really well sitting in the graduation. You know, he had a little fuss budget, but you know, nothing extreme or anything. They all have their little fuss budgets. Just praying that they get home safe today. All right. I'm going to stamp some stuff on these. This is just a number. Because it's fun. So this one I think I will have as a top loading pocket. You could definitely do it as a sorry, had a thought. A side loading pocket. Yeah, my brain went blank because I was thinking if I wanted to do something different, but I'm just going to cut this off just because I don't like the way it says the library store on it. I mean, not that that matters, but I don't want it to say the library store. I mean, you could round all the corners. I mean, you could just go all out, but I'm going to glue all 3 sides so it'll be a pocket that way. But first, I'm going to pause and go stitch this playing card that I put, you've seen me do this, book page underneath, and then some sewing tissue, except I want to rough it up more, over the top. And then it will be a pocket as well. And you can put little bits of ephemera and whatever you want in there. And then if you wanted to, these would be kind of fun to send out as Happy Mail for like Mother's Day. Sorry, I'm looking for my little thumb notcher and I don't know where I put it. Shocking, I know. But yeah, you could send out little Happy Mail for Mother's Day or anytime. Doesn't have to be Mother's Day. Or stick it in a journal. So either way. Yeah, just find a bunch of random pieces of whatever. You could even just do it with cardstock, like different scrapbook papers, whatever. And then if you have maybe a playing card for the top one, whatever, do some stamping. It doesn't have to be these things. So don't think, well, I don't have all those things, so I can't do it. You can just use what you have. I just happen to have all these random things sitting around. I do want to use some of the papers, so maybe I want to do that before I kind of knew what I wanted to do, just no real direction yet, you see. So I'll use this one. And although you could just write here, but I think I want to put some of this in there. And you could still write on it if I use this side. But the way that was, you definitely wouldn't have to decorate it at all. Or use papers. It looks kind of cool with the plain card on top. Maybe put like a flower or something like that on there. Would be good. I mean, you can make them as fancy or not fancy as you want. I want it to have that old grungy look about it. And that fold is there, so I think I want to use a piece of brown paper. Put that right here. Brown paper under here, just as another layer. I'm going to take it all the way up to the top. So about there. See my fancy measuring skills? Oh, that always happens. Flip it over when that happens, and then you can, it'll get covered. But now I need to tear this side. Very carefully this time. This type of paper is notorious for ripping that weird last corner, and I think it's the way I pull at the end or something. My poor sister, though. I'm sorry, Megan, because she's she's sad now, I know. With her, all her kids left and grandkids. That makes sadness. But she's probably ready for a little rest, too. My niece was working here because she works online kind of thing on the phone, and so she was able to do that while she was here, and my sister was watching the baby and loving every minute of it. But you know, when you're not used to that again, it can be tiresome. Not tiresome, tiring. How's that? That's a better word. She loves it, but you just get tired. I was holding them yesterday and bouncing, and I'll tell you, my arms got tired. And I didn't watch him near as much as she did. Such a cutie. He was grumble butting yesterday, though. You know how they do. They just get grumbly. He wanted his rut back, as my dad always said. Kids like their rut. You know, they like to do the same thing every day, all the time. When they're little like that, they get in their rut and they want to stay there. So they don't like it when they have to go do other things. They get done with it. I still like my rut. If we're being honest. And I think I'm going to take maybe a little break from journals, just a few days after I finish the Patriotic journal, which is just about done. We probably have one more video day, and then I'll do a flip through. And then just take a little break and maybe do something else for a few days, and then I think I'll do the 1955 kit, just because it's fun one. I love the flower one too. If you I've had some questions about Mother's Day stuff, and I know I'm not always good at hitting all the holidays. I like that better, because it's just kind of what I'm in the mood for is what I end up doing. But I have the Love of Flowers kit and that new 1955 kit, and I think both of those could make some really cool Mother's Day kits. So definitely think or journals or little flips or whatever kind of little folios you might want to do for Mother's Day, because I know we're getting a little close for maybe a whole journal. But yeah, just think of that, because I think they would both make really pretty. And Nancy Pyter has done a awesome tag flip journal thing using the Love of Flowers kit. I mean, it is fantastic what she made. So I will leave a link in there might already be a link because I keep adding it, but yeah, I'll put the link in so that you can go over and check that out, because she really did such an amazing job on that. So cool. Such a fun idea too, and would make such a neat gift for any time. Doesn't have to be Mother's Day, even a friend's birthday or what have you. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Yeah, I like the way that turned out. So both of those spots you can write on. I don't want to add anything. I'm thinking maybe these little, I don't know if they'll fit. I almost want to fussy cut them out, but I don't want you guys to have to watch me do that. Try to be quick here. And then I'm not even sure they're probably going to be too big, but let's see. So what kind of things do you guys have going on? I heard lots of people working on patriotic journals, like the one I've been working on, which that is awesome and exciting to hear. And all that. But do you have any plans, like for summer, any vacations? Or I'm not really going anywhere this year, because we're saving money to hopefully next year go maybe to Ireland or something like that. Don't know if that will actually happen, but we're gonna try. Just depends on money and the world, because the world has lost its ever-living mind. So don't know. Don't really want to get on an airplane right now, I'll tell you that. I feel like I'm cutting backwards, so I don't know how this is going to come out. It's going to be grungy. I'm going to keep going in this direction. I don't know why that feels so weird. But yeah, that's what we're hoping to do. We'll see if that happens. I might go to my aunt's this summer and ride our Razor side by side. It's kind of like a, well, it's not kind of like, it is an ATV vehicle. But she's got a good property for that. Yeah, it's a little big, huh? I could kind of do like that and just trim off the extra. That would work. How am I going to glue it is the question. Maybe I'll hold it here. Trim it and then glue it. If it's not perfect, I can trim it some more, but Okay. Yeah, they raise cattle, so they have a good place to go ride in the mountains. And we always say we're going to go and we never go. So we'll see. That took away some of my writing space, but that's okay. There's enough there to make a little note of some kind. That just adds some interest. It was already a little patinaed, but we'll just give it some more. All right, now to the front. Sorry, I got completely sidetracked. Do I want to add anything? I think I do. I really didn't want to have to cut on camera, but it's hard to get all the things done and when you don't know exactly what you want to use. It's, yeah, a little tricky. A little tricky. Gosh, we just have wind whipping again today. I am like, and then my daughter was like, it's freezing yesterday because she came over for a little bit. Anyway, and it's supposed to be super windy today, and then this weekend it's going to be in the 80s. It's going to do that thing where it's like, no spring for you. We're going winter to summer. We did have a few good days back last month, but not many. I just want, can it just be 70 degrees forever? Is that too much to ask? Apparently it is. Because, man, I would love it. It could rain, whatever. Just stay within that temperature somewhere. Okay. I think that would work on, hopefully. I don't even know if it'll work, but maybe work on my card. I could trim it. I keep doing that, right? I can trim it. And maybe we'll just put like a little bit of the, oh, this has just got little flowers down here. Okay, hold on. Try to get my act together here. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Probably not. I just want that little flower. I'm silly, I know. And this piece can go on here like that, and you'll see the flower, and then these flowers. I kind of want to know it's a playing card. You know how I like to do that. I know some people are saying no because I'm cutting that flower, but it can't all be there. It doesn't fit. This is definitely grungy. Definitely. put a new foam on here and it's still losing little bits everywhere. I guess it's probably the way I do it. I don't do it right. Make sure if you put a layer under a pocket to get it very well glued, or you will end up getting caught on whatever you slide into the pocket, which I haven't even thought about yet. Just do like that. And then I'm going to sew this card onto this. So I'll pause as soon as I glue this. Tomorrow, so if you don't see me on Thursday, it's because tomorrow I'm going to buy clothes with my daughter for her. Here. Because she's like, Mom, I only have college student clothes. I don't have any work clothes. It's like, oh yeah, I guess that might be important, huh? She just needs a few, like, nice pants to wear. She's got nice shirts and stuff, but you know how it is when you're going to school and you're just wearing jeans and whatever. Whatever you can drag out of the drawer in the morning. Kind of where she's at, so just gonna use this one. I'm not gonna see very much of that, so I'm trying to figure out what I want. I do feel like it needs something back there, but I'm thinking maybe something with a little more color, like this rose. Or whatever that is. I don't know. I don't think it's a rose, but whatever kind of flower that is. Sorry, I'm struggling. This is why a lot of times I lay stuff out first before I do the video, and a lot of people say, oh, you decided so quick. It's like, I really don't decide very quick. It's sometimes a real struggle. It's the real struggle bus. I want to go all the way up and then trim it. I think I might. Trim just a little more off of here, because I want to keep that little bud. This doesn't need to be. Yes, it's a real grungy one. But of course, you can make these. You don't even, like, this one's all coffee splattered. You can just use a brand new one. You don't have to have the grungy stuff if you don't like that. You can use all, whatever paper you like. It's more the idea of stacking all the different ephemera pieces. Is a great idea. So thank you to the Creative Cove for sparking my, giving me a little inspiration. That's the word, right? Now I'm going to have sticky scissors again. Okay, that was a little rougher than I thought. Should be. I worried about that name, and then I ended up covering all that, basically. Oh well, it's fine. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Scoot it down a little. this line. See, this is why you don't always glue all your pockets on first, so you can get it all figured out ahead of time. Okay, I'm going to go do some stitching and I'll come back. However, if you don't have a sewing machine, don't want to sew, whatever, you would just stitch, or I mean, sorry, glue the 3 edges to have that pocket. And then this piece, I'm going to stitch, well, up here more, around like that. So it's a side tuck. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. As you can see, I have stitched, and you can see it in here, but there's still plenty of writing room. I think I'm going to put this little house in here, and this image is from my Patriotic kit. There's a house in there, but you could use, I mean, you could use a photograph of somebody you know, or, you know, some other type of ephemera if you don't have that kit. Just kind of a nice little fit for there. And I like the old house since this is grungy. And then this is one of my tags from my tag kit. Tags volume 1. And I'm just going to trim it down because it doesn't quite fit in there. So we're going to trim it a little bit. And then if we have to do our corners again, we can. Try to get this straight, maybe. Do the same on the other side. Attempt to. Okay. Hopefully that's pretty close. Will it fit? No. Or wait, it might. Let's just take a little bit more off of that. It needs a shimmy shimmy. Shimmy shimmy Cocoa Puff. So I'll do this again. Just so they're even. So it doesn't look weird. And the other thing you can do is round the bottom corners, and I might trim a little bit off of that, just because I don't want to totally, I mean, it's going to sort of go over that red flower. Oh my goodness, it's in there. But I don't want it covering it entirely. I'll just take a little bit off. That's the good part about these tags. You can use them and trim them how you like, because it's a simple enough cut. You don't have to worry about the top being something odd that you don't have or whatever. Yeah. I think I'm just going to leave it with all the florals like that. I thought about adding some of my old people of the past photos, which you could definitely do, but I think I'm going to just do that. I wonder if I could put this up there. This is just a stamp I have that says little things with that hand pointing. It's the little things, you know, and you could use this as a lot of you are card makers, and so you could use it as a card if you wanted to. You could put, I don't know about a gift card if it would fit in there, but you could put something on there that fit a gift card. Maybe I'll just take the hand off. We're just going to take the whole thing apart. And that's going to cover up some of my flower, but I'm okay with that. It is definitely the little things. Oh my goodness, speaking of the little things, it was my birthday on last Friday, and my kids are so cute. But my daughter, that girl is so good at making me cry. Not in a bad way, in a good way. She got me this little tiny music box that plays You Are My Sunshine, and I used to sing that to her all the time when she was a baby. So then all of us were bawling. It was so so ridiculous. But isn't it funny? It is the little things. It's just one of those little ones that you wind, you know, while you're listening to it. Like old school music box. Oh my gosh. But yeah, she's real good at that. Alrighty. So that is it. But wouldn't that would make a fun card to give someone, especially who appreciates, you know, like some people might not get it, but I think that would be a fun card to give. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you make one, and I'd love to see them. So I will chat with you again soon. Love ya. Bye.